Good morning, y'all. Yes, I'm here early. This is bright. 4:47 in the morning. I got a few things to say. Just giving people a few minutes to get up here. Those that don't get up here, I know I always got replay, y'all. So thank you. Let me go ahead on and cut down the music. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and mute the whole damn thing so I won't start over again, because I've learned about people on YouTube and how they do things and how they work things. Good morning, everybody. Good morning to you. Boy, being an old man, what does it take, especially when you're going up against young, stupid ass people out in the world, a-holes as I call them, young a-holes that really haven't lived life, haven't enjoyed life, or they think they know every goddamn thing. You know, I really don't give a shit about what somebody has to think about me at this time, this day and age of living. And I've lived half of the life that they're living right now. And I want to say, I hope that you will get to enjoy those years. Good morning, Candy Cane. I see you're up here. Good morning, dear. It's a funny thing about us old people. Yeah, our habits change, our sleeping times change, and even our physical things change. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to let you guys know that in spite of it all, I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be alive and well and in my right mind, because there are some people on here that don't seem to be in their right mind. You know, we got a-holes out here want to bring up me and myself and what I do on YouTube. And like I said before, you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. Do I consider this motherfucker an enemy? Fuck no. He's just an a-hole that done lost himself out there. He done lost his fucking self out there. Good morning, Grandma Love. Hey, darling. Love you. Love you too. Good morning, people. Good morning. Like I said, us old people, and I'm gonna say us because there's a lot of old people that do listen to YouTube. Uh, we form our own opinions, but then when we form an opinion, it seems to me like the younger generation wants to take it and twist it and throw a knife in it just so because their goddamn platform has gone down to such an extreme that they try to pick out every little things that an old person might say, like myself, or even women might say, you know. I'm not going to go back and forth with this bitch ass motherfucker because, like, number one, well, I'm cursing early, y'all, because my channel's not monetized. I'm not going by YouTube guidelines when it comes to insulting people because people can insult you on here all day long and they can get by with it. But if you're monetized, what they try to do is take your fucking channel, so I'm going to stay unmonetized. And if I have to create more and more pages like these motherfuckers do, well, I'll do it too. So fuck them. But like I was saying, I listened to a motherfucker this morning when I got up because sometimes us older people, we don't sleep as well as we used to. And then our sleep habits change. But I also keep up with what's going on YouTube too. I heard this certain individual, and I didn't put his name in the title or chat because I don't want to give him any more notoriety or less notoriety that he already has, because a lot of people are not going to listen to me and go over there and hear what he said about me in a short, I say a 2-minute clip, but he had my name in the title. So I just want to say to you bitch ass motherfuckers like you who come up here on a platform, yeah, your platform is this and that, but you're also a paymaster motherfucker. I'm going to call out some of the things you said about me in that little short 2 minutes. You tried to say what I got checked. Well, if I got checked, motherfucker, well, I got checked because it's motherfuckers like you and him that come up here when people try to have fun on YouTube. If you'd have noticed that motherfucking shit, Krista and I were laughing on that on her platform about the shit. And then you got a jealous, young-hearted motherfucker, 30-some years old, that comes up here and tries to check me out as being a man, or just having fun on YouTube, my woman, I don't give a fuck about what nobody says. When you're jealous of motherfuckers and you're afraid that somebody's going to step in your shoes, then you don't need that woman, period. And as far as you trying to tell about my story and about how I have lived my life, let me tell you one thing, motherfucker. The only thing that you know about me is that you always assume. But I can't assume on you because I know you're a jealous-hearted motherfucker. You try to get out here and have people think that everybody is full of shit except you. Now, let me call your ass out. If you were so this and that, why would you have somebody come up there and tell you on your own platform to quit using their likeness and their names in your videos? Is that your intellectual property? There's a lot of people that I noticed you kept using throughout the years to try to revamp your ass, and you're using their intellectual properties. Number one, like Kwani. Kwani pointed out on one of her videos that how could a heterosexual man, and that's what I question a lot, because you're always over in the gay community talking about the gay men doing things and that. You talk about poor Lemon. Why is it that a grown-ass motherfucker like you, and she addressed it, you didn't come back and address it? No, what you did, you went back and changed your commentary in the way that you talk about women now. It's like that you adore them and you admire them, but on the same token, you're cutting them down in the same trashy figure that you do. Let me tell you about my life, motherfucker. When I said 40, I thought about being 40 and she was going to be 50. Motherfucker, I was already at 35 years old. I'm a 35-year-old man married to a woman that was 10 years my senior. We got along, and just because I didn't say I loved her doesn't mean I didn't love her, first of all. Secondly of all, if you had been noticing, when I did post up shit back in the day, I even posted up on my Facebook channel, that same woman and I met over 3.5 years ago at a family reunion. And things were fine, motherfucker. So about me leaving her, she forgave me, I forgave her. So don't tell me that I didn't do things the right way. I left because at a young age, when I was a young age, I was in my 30s then. She was in her 40s. It doesn't matter about her being older than me or younger than me, whatever, because I have left younger women than me too, motherfucker. So don't get that twisted. Let me tell you something, you asshole. Don't try to tell my story if you don't know the whole truth. You fabricate, you get up here and fabricate, you lie to people and you tell them what you want them to hear. It's, and then when the real person like myself, I'll come out and tell my own goddamn stories about my life. Then you want to try to throw in, well, he was this, he was that, he was probably alleged wife. Alleged, motherfucker, if you're going to say it out your mouth, you prove it again. Okay? But I'm going to prove to you that you're a bullshit ass motherfucker, that you sit up here and you degrade women all the goddamn time. And women, I don't understand why you listen to his ass. I guess it's for the entertainment. We all need a fucking clown to sit up there with a voice that sometimes goes up an octave. He can't really get low like I do, because that's another thing that makes him jealous of me and jealous of a lot of people. He sits down there in that fucking basement listening to people all day long, but then he comes up and fabricates his stories about driving on the highway. Yeah, I listen to you, motherfucker. And I'll let you know I listen to you, but like I told people, I'm not dropping down in your fucking chat. I'm not typing a word. I'm not even going to say hello to you, because I'm just keeping notes on how you treat people on your fucking platform. Now, you might say that I don't give a shit, or I shouldn't be following you and all this, but let me tell you something. You started with me from day one. You were jealous of the way I spoke here on YouTube. You were jealous about people following me on YouTube when I created a music platform to try to get people to think about good times and have fun on these apps. You're the type of person that you're a payee too, like Kwani said. You're a fucking payee. I found out. Yeah, you paid motherfuckers to get up here and do certain shit. And I'm going to say it and prove me wrong. You bring up people in my life here on YouTube that have, touched me, or I felt some kind of way about them and they about me, but then you tried to use it against me to tear me down. I'm still here, motherfucker, and I'm still going to be here, God willing. Now, I don't appreciate you trying to put my name in the title and then trying to make me look like I'm senile and old. Because let me tell you something about us old people. We're not as senile as you think. Yes, there are some people that do get sick and they do have things, but God has kept me here for all these years, excuse me, y'all, all these years, to look at how the world has changed, how it's revolved, how people treat one another. And let me tell you, motherfucker, you're the type of motherfucker that you're the one that's lonely. You're the one that's afraid to come out of the closet. You're the one that's afraid to where you would show yourself to where people would say, well, mm-mm-mm. But I'm going to tell you how I feel about you. You're a low life. You're a scum of the earth. You sit up there and you try to blackmail. I'll say it, blackmail motherfuckers into doing what you want them to do. I noticed, oh man, I noticed now that you got a PlayStation. How did you get that PlayStation? By begging. And you talk about everybody else on here begging. No. You listen to me, motherfucker, just like I listen to you. But you listen about me on other people's platforms. You go to try to find where people try to humiliate me and check me, as you say. That young motherfucker didn't check me. What I was letting the other person know that, hey, just because that man is young doesn't mean he's going to be with you forever. You know, you see shitting women, and because you're not what you say you are, and that's a man, you're not what you say you are, you go ahead and you try to make like you love this and you love, and that's another thing. The word love, motherfucker, I see you using that quite a bit here. You got to learn to love yourself first. And I learned to love myself years ago. And I also learned to love and respect the woman that I'm with. You never talk about your woman, imaginary woman, and all that bullshit. Then you jump on Brianna's back. You need to leave Brianna alone. You know, you talked about Lady Nika until you didn't have anything else to do. Mama D. I'm looking at all the women that you've had in your chat lives and chats that were older than you, and you talked about them. Brianna's not older than you, but I'm just looking in general at how the women you've had on your chat or was at your so-called Avatar Nation, what you want to call it, King Nation, and all this bullshit, all that bullshit. All these people have left your goddamn fat ass down in that basement, and you come up and you concoct a way to try to degrade them. Even myself, you try to degrade them and talk about them on a sly. Then you want to act like you know so fucking much about the stock markets and all this bullshit. You're an asshole, man. You're straight up fucking, and I'm gonna quit calling you a man. I'm gonna call you a whatever, wannabe, but you can't because you're afraid to come out the closet. Because when I think about it, you're always getting on people like Jay Wilson. You're talking about Spill It Boy TV. And, I should be like them and don't pay any fucking attention to you on that. But when you try to ruin my life, motherfucker, I keep you under close scrutiny. I keep you under close watch. And like I said before, why aren't you man enough to show Jay Dunn's picture up there again, her football scenes? Because you know for a fact that your ass will get kicked in the ass and off of YouTube. There is such things as intellectual properties. And you have taken a lot of people's property and used it in your stream. You still use that old bullshit, but now you're coming up with the music aspects of it. I remember when you used to talk about Talent's music and all this shit. Talent was using that kind of shit AI before your ass ever thought about it. But yet you got up there and wanted to say that this is you're doing it. You're the producer. No, motherfucker, you ain't producing shit. You just adding words to AI so they'll come out with something that other artists use their voice in and put to it. Just like you subliminally always try to use that gospel thing that you come on with. You're not a god. I'm not going to worship you. No man's a fucking idol, and you think of yourself as an idol. So Just keep on. Just keep on. But I know for a fact that you're an asshole. You're a straight up asshole. You get on here, and like James said, where the avatars go to die, a lot of them people aren't dead. You know, I can't say that they're dead, but there are a lot of people that were up there with you in your hiatus, and they're gone. Every once in a while, you might get somebody to pop up there for you, but they still see how bullshit you are on the things that you say and do. You made a statement you don't want to fight with the other sectors. No, you don't want to fight with the other sectors, people from the other sectors, because you know they will be in on your ass. You talk about doxing motherfuckers. I believe you're one of the biggest advocates of doxing people. You can sit up there and tell that lie if you want to, but then you try to tell everybody about me. Man, I don't give a fuck about you. I really don't, but I'm letting you know that I watch you, and I'm taking every note that you say, and I'm going to use it against you in a big way to show people how a narcissistic ass motherfucker sitting in the basement don't really get out and do nothing. You know, the lies and the innuendos that you try to put on people. Yeah, he's still around. He's still around. And like I said, I watch his ass. You know, like I always told people, you keep your friends close and your enemies closer. And I consider him an enemy. I never considered him a friend, because the way he talks about me and women, he still sits up here and degrade women and talk about them, the most outlandish things. And now he's got the AI bots doing all his dirty work for him, but yet he's the producer. Intellectual property. That motherfucker ain't shit. He's not shit in my book. He's just another has-been, washed up motherfucker that wants people. And I don't mean not only me, I mean other people like ZX, Ness, No Mess, KRN, all them folks that were once up there with them, ODS that were up there with them once, to and that they'll respond. And I've been noticing a lot of people ain't said shit to his ass no more. They really don't give a fuck. But, you know, maybe I'm giving them a little light, but I'm letting people know when you go over there what to look for. You look for how he talks about women. You look at how he tries to change up using certain words. You look up at the people that really do drop down in his chat and see what they say. I'm not going to stay on it as long as I want to, because like I said, I'm taking notes. And when I come back, I will be saying a few more choice things about this son of a bitch. Because, yeah, you're jealous of women. And like Kwani said, he was up in your panel for 5 years, and you didn't know, you calling the young man gay, but you didn't know he was gay then. So what does that make you? That makes you a user, right? Yeah, it makes you a user, because now you want to bring out the ammunition against Lemon. You want to bring out ammunition against Brianna. You want to bring out ammunition against anybody, Kwani, James, anybody that used to be up there with you every night. Now, because of what? You don't have anybody, Sir King. Yeah, we all get the replays. Hell, I get a replay on this. So it doesn't bother me. And as far as being monetized, no, we'll never monetize, like I told people. But your ass want to put my name in your little funky ass title and talk about me being at what I said I was 40 and she was whatever. Don't try to tell my story, motherfucker. I told you, I done told other people that. When I tell my truth, I tell my truth. You tell your truth about yourself. You don't want nobody to know who you are, what you are. To me, you're a fat, arrogant son of a bitch. Now, you want to play tit for tat? We can go for that. And like you said, that doxing shit, yeah, laws have changed. Laws have changed, and so has harassing senior citizens on here. So I'm a senior citizen. Continue talking about me and see what happens. Keep putting my name in titles and see what happens. Okay? Yeah, this is a year of court now, motherfucker. 2026 is a year of court. People are going to court about content creators trying to degrade them and make other people look stupid, saying fucked up shit. And let me tell you one thing. The women in my life, the women I have known here on YouTube, even including Natasha and Legale, I'm not going to sit up there and make fun of them or joke about them. I'm not going to come after them. Like, these are women's in my life that I respected. Yeah, things turned around, things got hectic. But to let you know, to really let you know, Legale and I are fine. Okay? Natasha and I are fine. But you want to try to bring up old bullshit. See, when you get to be a man like me at my age, or even when you get to be a man, you can respect the woman's feelings. You can respect her attitude. You can respect her to fall out with you. But you don't get up here and try to low grade them, low ride them, low brow them. You know, I noticed all your little cussing words that you're using now. Back then, you didn't cuss. You was too decent to cuss. No, motherfucker, you trying to catch up with the times. You're not keeping up with times. You're trying to catch up. You're trying to catch up and try to find the limelight, the luster that you once has as a content creator here on YouTube. But as you spoke of yourself, things change. People change. But I'm not changing, because when a motherfucker like you puts my name in the title, I'm going to answer to it, and I'm going to let you know you're dead fucking wrong. You haven't lived my life. You haven't been around me. I'm old enough to have been raising your big fat ass. Okay? So just keep on doing what you do. And don't be surprised if you find yourself somewhere in a court, or you find something missing on your platform. People, let's just wake up. Okay? There are people out there that want to be saviors. They want to be Holy Ghost and all this bullshit. And he wants to try to quote the Bible, but the Bible says that no man is an idol, not even myself. I don't consider myself an idol like this motherfucker wants to be. There's nothing to worship about you, Sir King. There's nothing to worship you about, period. When you sit up here and you make fun of the black women, the thing that brought you here, maybe, I'll put it that way, you might be created as you think in your mind, because you're now using AI, the bots, to humiliate and talk about people. I'm not going to worship you, but I am going to let you know that I don't give a fuck about you. And when you try to tell my story or try to use my story as a come up, you can kiss my ass royally, straight around. But no, I don't want you to do that because you're gay. I don't love men. Have your woman come kiss my ass, okay? That would be better. How about that one? Leave my women out of your mouth too. That's another thing. They were my women. And the young lady that I was married to over 40 years ago, we have met since then. God rest her soul, she's passed on. But we were able to be get this, Sir King, a fucking family reunion. We weren't bitter with each other. I even showed her. We smiled and we laughed about things. And when people can learn to let go of the hatred or the meanness that somebody did to them, and tell them, hey, okay. But in your case, I'm not going to let it go. Because, like I said, if you had been a fucking man, you'd have left it man on mano. But no, you acted like a little bitch. You like women. You did like women do. They'll go to another woman and child this, child that. Yeah, I've seen it done. And you tried to bring that woman up here to humiliate me. You paid her. Boy, oh boy. Just like you begged for your, wow. Just like you beg for your PlayStations now. When I remember when I was on PlayStation, you tried to downgrade me about that. Like I said, being a senior citizen, still got my right mind. I still love to go out and party and have fun with people. You know, I associate with people outside of YouTube, and I show it up here. You're not going to make me seem like I'm dying, I'm old, I'm decrepit. What you need to do is try to make amends with yourself. Go on a diet. Get that phlegm out your throat. Quit thinking or talking like you got one lung, and you're forcing the air to come out. Leave me the fuck alone, man. And I'll leave you alone. But I'll watch other people say things and do things to you. You talked about ZX this morning. Shame on you. Yeah, you want the notoriety, and you're going to get it. I got a feeling you're going to get it real soon. And to all those that were up in the cloud watching, those that'll watch the replay, because a lot of stuff now is done on replays. We watch the replays. Thank you. I thank you for coming up, Grandma Love, Candy Cane, and all you guys that were up here. I'm not going to reiterate anymore on this crazy motherfucker, except he needs to leave me the fuck alone. Because as a man, a real man, I'm going to come back at your punk ass. Like I said, I was probably changing your fucking diapers when you came on this earth. So just leave me alone, bitch ass nigga, as Brianna would say, and go try to find you some other business besides me. Good morning, y'all. Y'all have a blessed day. See y'all around on the YouTube streets. I'm going to be out of here. I'm bouncing.